Everybody, good morning to you. Teach you how to own your happy. I am your host, Vernon Lee Brown, representing Own Your Happy. So we're going to be talking about today about how to start your day off right. And I had the great pleasure when I was in Vegas last week. I had a phenomenal time. Connected some really, really cool people. And I'm always looking and listening for people who are they have a really good format, right? They got a great result, number one. I don't care about vanity metrics. I don't care about how people appear, but I mean, they have a good system. They could be successful in business. They could be successful in a relationship. They could be successful in so many endeavors. When I find people who have a system, a program that works, I do my damnedest to stay around them because they always have so many clues and different things that I can follow along with and I can piggyback on. And I think one of the things that it took me so long to get in place is my morning ritual. And I thought I had a good ritual. I really did. But what got me with this ritual, I was even saying how to start your day off right. How to make sure you stay lit up, excited, energized, and manage some anxiety, maybe manage some of those negative thoughts. Ants is what some people might call them, automatic negative thoughts. Or just kind of get yourself in a more positive disposition. So this is something, the rituals, your routine in the morning is so important. But for me specifically, my routine is everything. When I don't do it, things get off. When you wake up, sometimes you just feel like, I feel a little weird. That's weird. To that comment, I'm ignoring that. But it's a way that you can combat this. But what I love let me go through my routine really quick. I wake up around 4:30. I might spend 15 minutes just kind of checking emails and getting myself together. And then I shave. And as I shave, I typically listen to something really positive. Then from there, I jump in the car, head to the gym, spend my hour, come in. By that time, most of my demons are pretty much taken care of, other than the fact I might be recovering from the gym. But what caught me is Paul. Paul is such a fascinating guy. So happy him and I have got to exchange contact information. We'll be talking. What I loved about this guy's Paul was his routine was different, but I've been practicing it this week. What Paul does is he wakes up every day and he does his moment of prayer, which I'm down with, and that's part of my ritual in the morning. But then he goes and then he writes a note to himself every freaking day of why today is going to be such a great day. So it's a step up from just saying, hey, let's go make today great. He literally writes a letter. And man, if I could pull this up, I actually might be able to. He writes a letter to himself every single day about ways that he can manage some of his demons, some of his negative thoughts, and get himself jazzed up to push past those things. And what I love about Paul is he's got such a fascinating spirit. He's got this great energy. And he just really got me. He got me thinking differently about things. But what, the kind of the hidden thing there for me is this guy does not look like he's 71 years old, number one. So that really piqued my interest. But the fact that he was so vulnerable to share that he still has those kind of demons. This guy's super successful, but I don't want to call him demons. He still has that humanity to him where he admits that things don't always seem like they're going to go in his favor. Sometimes he does get in his head. Sometimes he doesn't feel like, and these aren't his words, he doesn't feel like he's enough. And this is my assumption here, in my opinion, because why would you keep doing it if you're not feeling it to some degree? But it fascinated me. So, flipping this into how to. What is your morning routine? What is it? What are you doing to get yourself pumped up in the morning? Are you waking up watching social media? Are you waking up watching social media that might be more gossipy or might be more inspiring? Are you waking up and saying, hey, how am I going to move my body today? What are you doing to make sure that you have a solid routine? Your routine is everything. When I wake up sometimes, and I even talked about this a minute ago, I might be more in my head. Like this morning, I woke up and I was just feeling off. I didn't sleep well. I mean, granted, I might not have slept enough, but I slept well. But some days you just don't feel like you kind of got your jazz, your juice, your mojo. And today was one of those days for me. And so I had to get myself together. I had to listen to my songs. I'm listening to, some rap, some rock, some country, just some music, but it kind of gets me in a mood. And the thing that I'm talking about, I'm really hinting at, is you have got to be in control of your states wherever you can be in control of your state. Sometimes you're not going to feel like you got it. What are you going to do about it? You're just not going to go out and go after the day. No, you got to find ways to get yourself going. Going to the gym, it gets my heart pumping, it gets my blood flowing. When your blood is flowing and when you're pumped up and you're ready to roll, think about how your thoughts are typically. Do you feel unstoppable? Do you feel like you can be conquered? Do you feel impervious? Or do you feel like what people could say can make you might be a bit more vulnerable? Moving your body is one of those ways that I beat that. And I think lastly, and everyone has a different way of doing this. What I loved about Paul is that he uses his way, his style, prefers a written form. He's a writer, it makes sense. For myself, I tend to talk things out. I'm very quiet. And people might say that, I'm private or I'm secretive. I'm not secretive. I just don't share a lot. I mean, if I don't think it's important, I'm not going to share it. And again, it's not that I'm trying to be selective. I just don't talk. And that's just part of my style. Have I got working on that? Absolutely. But it's just not one of my things. So some of you all who do know me, it's not that I'm trying to be secretive. I'm just quiet. And that matters why? Because when I talk, I tend to speak when it matters and when I have some intentional things to say, not to just talk to talk. And so one of the things that I do every morning is how I talk to myself. I speak with intention, I speak with focus, and I speak with the breadth of must do, where it's just a sense of conviction. And I talk to myself out loud. Hey, I know you're not feeling too great today, Vernon, but what are you going to feel like in the next 30 minutes? Hey, after we finish this rep, do you know what you're going to feel like? You're going to feel great. I move my lips at the gym, but these are the things. I move my lips and I talk to myself at the gym. I try to encourage myself constantly. I sound like a maniac to most people, but I'm not trying to look like anybody there. I'm not trying to be like anybody else there. But for you, what are you doing to get yourself engaged for the day? If you have to go door knocking for 2.5 hours, what are you doing to make it more exciting? If you know you're about to have a dreaded conversation with the daycare, how are you preparing for that? Are you dreading it like it's doom and gloom? Or are you setting yourself up saying, hey, let me handle this like an adult and make it super positive and still get my point across? I talked about my situation with the other day. It was uncomfortable, but I made it better because it's my morning ritual. And that's what kind of led me to this, because we don't know what's coming many times throughout our day. But if you start your day off right, you're prepared to handle it. There's many ways you can do this, but the morning ritual has been my go-to. People will ask me, well, how do you always stay in shape? Or how do you always keep such a positive attitude? How do you feel the drive to keep going? Because I start it off right. Because I'm always getting ready to prime myself to say, all right, might not go everywhere that I want today, but what will go my way is how I'm going to approach it. Think about your morning routine and do something differently if it's not working for you. If you've never done a morning routine, try it. Give it a shot. Shoot me a message. I'm happy to tell you, even in more detail, that it can work for you. But my morning routine is everything. And start your day off with what works best for you. As long as it's productive, positive, and keeps you inspired and keep you going. If you got any questions, drop me a message. Don't forget to head to ownyourhappy.com. There'll be learn how to own your happy. HAPPI. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.